Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on the channel. Today we're going to be going through a few things, two shows that I went to, and they both happened this fall. First one being Toypalooza and then Toyhio. They're two really good shows. Toypalooza sort of like blew me away. I got a bunch of little stuff you can kind of see just sitting around me from both shows. So I'm just going to go ahead and start walking through what I got. I did not get too much footage from Toypalooza. I just was so into it that I didn't capture anything. So I was like, this toy hunt is special. It's for me. But for Toyhio, not that I did not enjoy it, but I actually got a hands-free clip-on camera, and I tried to use that just to make things easier. And I will say, I probably will just stick to using my phone. There's too much footage that I don't need, and it's better, I think, more personal if I am just holding it and capturing just the moments that I want to. So without further ado, let's start diving into some of this. So this first thing, I actually was really excited, obviously, about. I always say that, but I was excited because I had got a few of these earlier in the year off of eBay. It is from the toy company Applause, and it is a vintage member of what they call the Squeak Squad. The nose squeaks, and if it looks familiar to you at all, the Applause company did a lot of the Sesame Street line, and they had a line of honkers that actually had the honker nose squeak. So Applause made their own line of sort of like Halloween figures. There's this black cat. I have also a purple bat. And then there's, I don't know how many others, but I definitely have a Frankenstein that's part of the line. And there's no tags on this or anything, but it was pretty cheap, and I was just so excited to find it out in the wild. So, I'm going to be able to add this to my little collection. The display right now is downstairs in my living room for Halloween. So we'll go ahead and put this over here. This next one I'll do because it's big. It's in the way. And yeah, I'll put it on the floor after this. But growing up, one of my favorite movies was Dick Tracy. If you have not seen the Dick Tracy movie, it is the most pleasurable mind F in the world. It's just primary colors for the most part, like, red, green, blue, or red, blue, yellow, whatever the colors are. Then you mix them together and you get some other ones. I ran across this at a booth. I know what it goes for typically, and I was able to get a good deal on it. It is the Getaway Car from Dick Tracy. So here you go. It's in the box. The box is a little cuckud. There's stuff throughout it. And I actually don't have much of the Dick Tracy line, believe it or not. I have a few of the dolls, like dolls, but I don't have any of the action figures, really. I just think they look silly, and if anything, I think the dolls look a lot more like the characters than the action figures do. Even the characters on this box here look a lot more like the characters than what the action figures do. But here is the Getaway Car. As you can see, it's in pretty good shape. Came with a lot of the accessories. I think the most important one was the gun, and I do have the gun, even though it doesn't matter. I don't have anybody to really put in this anyways, but maybe one day I will. So I'm excited to start my little Dick Tracy area of my collection. I can take out some of the few items that I do have already for that and put them together. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the ground just to get it off the desk. We got a lot of stuff going on the desk. These next two items I got, obviously, from the same toy show. I'm just taking the price tags off because I got a deal, and these tags have to come off anyways. These two are from the Dick Tracy line, so I was just saying I don't have many of the figures, if any. So here, first up is carded Dick Tracy. On the back, you can see all the guys that you can get. So if you're familiar with Dick Tracy, blank face is sort of like the character that is very hard to get. I don't think it was produced in time to get full like rotation or distribution or whatever you want to say, production. So it's actually one of the characters I would really love to get. I probably won't ever pay money, that kind of money for it. But if spoilers, close your ears, don't listen if you're gonna watch the Dick Tracy movie and you haven't yet. But Blank Face is essentially like Madonna and Madonna's disguise. Madonna is, oh my gosh, what's her name? Why don't I remember her name? Mahoney something. I don't know. You can yell at me because you say it, because I'm saying I like Dick Tracy so much and I can't remember her name from the movie. But that's fine. This next one, I picked it up. It says it's Dick Tracy's car, and it's the black car, which is actually, I think it's the Getaway car. It's not Dick Tracy's car. I think Dick Tracy actually has a yellow car. So that's a little inconsistency that I found on here, which was just fun. I mean, at the end of the day, who cares? But yeah, that's all my Dick Tracy stuff. So I'll show you guys more of that once I get it set up. Next, we have a few Henson things, just a few that I found. The first is a Doozer thermos from a probably, what's it called, lunchbox, right? So the lunchbox is just Fraggle Rock. This thermos obviously has the Doozer on it. Doozers are what I like the most. I love them, so I saw it, made a deal, and I was like, cool, done. That was an easy buy. The next few things I found in a cheap bin where they're like, just go ahead and dig through this and see what you find. And so I found, it's actually ripping off the card. I didn't know that, but it's fine. I paid like nothing for it. I got this Cookie Monster with a sail, a little ship. So that's cool. It's probably from the 80s. There's no there's not a trademark. There's no copyright year on it. But either way, I'll probably open him up, put him with some of my other PVCs. And then out of that same bin, I found a stack of tablecloths. And I was like, I never really look at that stuff because I wouldn't say I'm just a toy collector. I definitely collect a lot of different things, especially within different genres or different licenses. But I decided to look at this one, and this is the first one I came across, and it is vintage Muppet Babies. I just loved the image. I loved the carousel. I thought it was really cute. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. Probably just stash it behind something. But again, you can't go wrong whenever you're just in a dig bin and you find some Muppet or Henson stuff. You got to go for it. All right, where should I go next? Let's see. Let's go to this guy. He is older. This is let me see what year. This is also Applause, so similar to our Squeak Squad buddy. Obviously 80s, but I'm not sure what year. 1984, actually, I think. So this is a Gremlin plush figure. These are pretty frequently found if you're like on eBay and so forth. But I found it at Toypalooza, and I love it because his little teethies are very sharp. They're very clean. The fabric's very clean. The only thing I would say is, it just does not have its tags, and that's perfectly cool. But I'm going to go ahead and put this with my ever-growing Gremlins collection. I have the two transforming Gremlins 2 Daffy and Mohawk figures, so this will probably go near them just for contrast to have the actual Gremlin. The other ones that I just referenced are very colorful and cartoonish, and this guy here looks kind of real to me. I don't know, it's a little spooky. All right, these next two items, let me take the price. No, I'm not going to take the price off. I just want you to see the full figure. So I have never seen these, but growing up again, I love like Littlest Pet Shop. I loved the Rub-a-Dub Doggy series. This isn't coming off easily, so I'm just going to have to show it as is. But these are the Teeny Tiny Tumble Puppies and Teeny Tiny Tumble Kittens. There's just two of them that I found, but I was buying something else, so the guy gave me a good deal, and nobody probably wanted them. But if you just take a look at the back of these, the backs are the same for both. You can just kind of get a feel for what is available in the line. But if you take a look at them, I don't think I'm opening them up because they're in pretty nice mint condition. A few little nicks here and there. But I guess you just sort of like set them on their head and or roll them and they do a headstand or they roll completely. They both come with like a little blanket. So you can roll them on the blanket or on the pad. It was just weird. It was one of those things of like the color palette was very early 90s or mid 90s. Very like little girlish type toy, and I love that. So I had to have them, and they will look good with my Rub-a-Dub Doggy collection. What else? I think I only have like one set. Oh, no, I don't. I actually have these guys, which I will zoom in on. That is the Russ Cosmic Critter series. Now, I did get just a few of them. I got half of them at the show, and I love them so much I came home and found the other half super cheap on eBay. I don't care what you say about eBay. I had to have them, and I got them in pretty quick. So I'll show you a close-up of what these guys look like, but this was something where I saw them at the show. This was at Toyhio. Wasn't sure what I was going to do about them. It wasn't like crazy expensive, but it was definitely more than what I spend on things that I don't know much about. There isn't much to know besides, they were created by Russ, mid-90s, and, there's 6 of them total. There's not much out there that I had seen about them other than that, but they're fun, they're cool, and now they're in my collection. Now, last but not least, this set is another one where I got it pretty cheap. I got it in another dig bin, and it happened to have the entire set. And this is the Casper 1995 movie figures, like little figures. And each one has like a little scenario. So what do we have Stretch doing here? Stretch is like sitting on, I don't know what that is. It looks like, I don't know. It's something with a plunger. Like he's like on a horse saddle maybe. I don't know. That's kind of fun. We have Casper here, and he is on he is on a set of books, and one book says body language and the other one is how to meet people, which I think both are really cute, because it's probably not going to get him what he wants. All right, Fatso here, very hefty. I like a good Fatso character. He has a horseback riding winner trophy. What am I missing with the horseback riding? I don't know that reference. So if you know that reference, you're a Casper guru, let me know. And then last but not least, we have Stinky with a ghost vac, which is, I guess good, but Stinky, that's not going to get the stink away from anything. I'm sorry to tell you that. So that is my haul. That's what I got from Toypalooza as well as Toyhio this past fall. I will do a close-up just of everything so you can kind of see what it is that I got up close. Yeah, if you have any more information about anything that I've been talking about that is more accurate, just let me know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all of those things together, and then you can fact check me all the time, because I will just talk and stumble over my words until something comes out. Thank you all so much. Have a good one. Take it easy.